and welcome back to another video talking about jewellery. I hope you enjoyed the last one because if you did, it means you're going to enjoy this one too. And if you haven't seen my previous video about another brand called Linear, then I will link it up in the cards. You can check that one out too. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a series on jewellery because I feel like it's such a big contributor to our overall personal style. So it's like we could each wear the same base outfit, but what we put on with like accessories and like shoes and a bag and jewelry kind of like finalizes the look. It pulls it all together and it adds our personality and our own little stamp on things. So I feel like jewelry can sometimes be forgotten about a little bit, but I think it's such a huge part of our overall style. Now, the jewelry I talk about today might not necessarily be kind of in line with your personal style because what I like, you might not like. I like quite delicate, simple pieces. You might like something a bit more bold and a bit more of a statement. You know, maybe you like to add in some color and like maybe a kind of like a statement accessory, a statement piece of jewelry. Whatever it is that works for you, go with that. This isn't me telling you that this is the kind of jewelry you should have, but this is just kind of how I'm talking about how I incorporate like different kind of style personalities into my outfits by using jewelry. So today I wanted to talk about another brand, Mejuri, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Mejuri before. Quite a big brand, and for good reason. They have some really beautiful pieces. And I'm not working with them on this video, but I have worked with them in the past. So some of these items in this video have previously been gifted to me, and I will tell you which ones. But I kind of just worked with them on more of like an Instagram basis. So anything that I feature on YouTube is never a collab with them or anything. So I have gotten quite a few pieces over the last couple of years from them, and it's really helped me to build my jewelry collection with some really good quality pieces. And I think having good quality jewelry is the probably the most important part of your jewelry collection because you can have things that you absolutely love, but if they're not going to last you and they're just kind of wear away and not look so good, it means one, it's no matter how new it is, it's not going to last in your wardrobe, which is a pity because if you really love it, you know, you're going to want it to be a piece that lasts. And two, it's just not going to look as good when you wear it. It's not going to give you that polished look if it's kind of tarnished and faded. So really good to have. It doesn't have to be like amazing, expensive kind of quality. It just has to be good quality. So maybe instead of choosing gold plated, you might choose maybe like a gold vermeil, which I think most of these pieces are. If they're a gold vermeil, which is thicker than a gold plating, like way thicker than gold plating, but it's not as expensive as solid gold. So it's a really great in-between piece. If you haven't tried it before, it's definitely worth a try. I think especially for things like rings and jewellery, rings and earrings, because they're constantly rubbing off your skin. I think especially for rings, gold plated, I always found they would just go green. And I always wanted to have an amazing collection of rings, but yeah, I would just buy like costume jewellery and they would just go green all the time and they never looked good. I think sometimes you can get away with cheaper necklaces and earrings if you need to, but definitely invest in your rings. So I've got a couple of pieces to show you today. Actually, the first one I want to mention is these hoops, because if you follow me for a while, you'll see me. I probably wear these in like the majority of my videos. These are my absolute everyday gold hoop. They're not too big, so I can wear them literally with anything, even the most casual outfit. And then they're not too small that they don't have an impact. So I just adore them. I do have bigger hoops than this and smaller. I think this is just a really great in between. And if I keep looking up, it's because I'm looking at my earrings in the viewfinder. But yeah, these are just an amazing piece. Again, these are a piece that was sent to me previously, I think maybe like 2 years ago. But in the last 2 years, I've worn them so much. They come with like a little buffing cloth as well. So when they get a little bit dull, you just buff them up and they look really new again, which is great. So something like this is, if you like a gold hoop, it's really good for just everyday wear, then also for dressy wear. And because I have two lobe piercings, and then on this side I have a couple of just smaller hoops in here that are literally just the ones I got when they were pierced. But it just means having that second lobe piercing means I can kind of layer up my jewelry if I want to give a more dressy look. So I can put like a second little hoop or a stud or something if I want to make them look dressier. And then if I just want to be a bit more simple, I'll just wear the one gold hoop. I have another pair of earrings here from them as well, actually. And these are just the daintiest little studs. I love them. They're just this tiny little stud, and it kind of looks like you could almost call it like the tiniest little hoop, because it kind of just sits kind of flush to your ear and wraps around a little bit. And this would be the kind of earring that I would double up with these as well. So if I wanted to do that kind of double low piercing, I would wear these. And I just think they look so good together. And again, these are gold for May. Also, if I just wanted something super delicate, maybe I was wearing a bit more of a statement necklace, I would just wear these on their own without a hoop. And it's just kind of like a little finishing touch to my face sometimes. I find it weird if I don't wear earrings. I swear I used to, probably for about 15 years, I just never wear earrings or never think of putting in jewellery. And now if I don't wear earrings, especially on like a day to work or something, I'm like, I feel so bare. So just having something tiny like that is just a really nice little finishing touch, almost kind of like adds to your makeup in a way. And another pair of earrings I have from them, these were also gifted to me, and I will get onto the bits that I bought in a second. But these are just a really fun statement piece. So these pearl hoops, and I love these for wearing with something really simple like a little black dress. They're kind of like a bigger hoop as well in comparison to my gold ones, so they are that kind of dressier style for me. But I think something really simple like a bodysuit, jeans, and a blazer for a night out, and then the pearl just kind of dresses them up. So I feel like pearls kind of give that kind of classic style, but then also a little bit feminine as well. And I really like to add that touch to my outfits. So even if I am wearing something as kind of like simple and almost masculine as like a blazer, plain t-shirt and jeans, these just kind of really jazz it up. Like these, maybe a tiny little kitten heel or something would be my go-to for dressing up an outfit. And they can also be super dressy, like if you had a wedding to go to and you needed some nice earrings that are like pearls, but not your typical, expected pearl, like not just like a teardrop or anything. Like these are kind of funky, but in a very classy way. So I really love those. The next thing that I kind of can't live without is necklaces. This one here is from Mejuri. I got this one more recently. And it's just a little star sign necklace, which I think is really nice. But obviously, if you didn't know the star sign, you wouldn't really be able to tell what it is. I do love just like a little disc necklace as well. I think it's just, I don't know, it's really simple, really classic as well. Like it's nothing out there, but I feel like it just kind of adds a little something. And it's nice as well because I have quite a few shorter necklaces, maybe like these little ones. I'm not really sure where this one's from. But it's nice to have something longer as well, so you can kind of mix and match a little bit. Because if all your necklaces are the same length, then you can't really layer them up and pair them together. And I really like to do that because again, that to me just kind of adding my own spin, my own mix of different necklaces together. One, I think this is like the very first thing I ever got from Mejuri. Maybe the first. I think maybe the hoops were first actually. I think this might have been the second, but it was a piece I'd wanted for so long. And it's like this curb chain necklace, which I feel like are just such a cool classic piece. I feel like it kind of, because it's the curb chain, I feel like it almost toughens up a look a little bit. So instead of adding that femininity, I'm kind of adding a little bit like edginess. So this was just like a white vest and jeans and a blazer again, or like, I don't know, if I'm wearing something a bit more delicate and feminine and I want to toughen it up a little bit, I might put this with it. So if I was wearing like a cutesy little cardigan, I might pair this with it instead, just to kind of balance those style personalities together, or balance them out, should I say. I just think this is a really great piece, and it's a nice length as well. You can obviously extend it a little bit, but if I was to put it on, it's around this length, and I quite like that. It's kind of like that. So it's not short and it's not long either. So it's that really great length for pairing with other necklaces as well. And the fact that it is just a chain and it doesn't have a pendant on it makes it good for layering too. You can see how I have like my one pendant down here, and then I just a really simple chain layered with it. Just kind of adds a little something. The next piece is another piece that was gifted to me. It was the last one I'm going to talk about. And then I just have one more item to share. But this is one I've had as well for years. Like I will insert a picture and maybe when I got it, from when I originally got these pieces. It's the most delicate chain. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like you can barely see it. But I think when I'm wearing maybe a more statement earring or something, and I need something, I want a necklace, but it just has to be something really simple. I'll wear this, and it's literally just like, it's almost like a little gold thread on my neck. I love it so much. And it's just so dainty, and I feel like because it's so dainty and delicate, it adds that little bit of like femininity. Not saying that, feminine is delicate or dainty, but it does just add that delicateness. Um, Delicateness is a word to any outfit, and I really love it. I think again, it's perfect with maybe like a bit of a V-neck dress or something, and just it's almost just to add a tiny bit of bling to your neck without anything much being there. If that makes sense. So I really love this piece. So yeah, I feel like a lot of these items that I have, they almost build up like their own little capsule wardrobe, a little jewellery capsule wardrobe, if you will. So I've got my really basic pieces, and then I've got slightly more statement pieces, but they go really well together. So if I'm wearing these hoops, I can get away with wearing, a little, not too simple of a necklace because neither of them stand out too much. If I'm wearing these hoops, I might want to pair it with a really, really dainty necklace so that they kind of balance each other out. So I'm going bigger on the ears and just very subtle here. And then if I'm wearing my little studs, I might want to kind of add, I don't know, just a little bit of a chunky chain with that to kind of balance those out as well. And as you can see, all of my jewellery is gold. It is all gold for me, like I said. And I just prefer gold because I prefer like a warmer complexion. I think gold suits my complexion. But if you like silver, you can obviously have any of these pieces in silver. I'm pretty sure Mejuri do most of the pieces in both metals, if that's what you prefer. Or you can also mix and match metals, which I quite like doing, but I don't have tons of silver at the minute, so I tend to only do it in my rings. I have lots of silver rings from when I started, when I actually used to prefer silver and hate gold. I think when I was in like my late teens, early 20s, but I just really got into gold. And that brings me on to my last little piece, which I'm super excited about, is this, I don't know what hand to put it on, this dainty little ring. It is the cutest thing. And I have tiny fingers, and I can never find rings to fit my baby fingers. And I finally did. I think this might be a size 4 or even a 3, because I think my ring finger is like a 5, and even that was quite tiny. I had to get my engagement ring downsized when my husband bought it for me. So yeah, very hard to find rings to fit my baby fingers, and got this one on Mejuri, and it just has a little honeybee on it. If you didn't notice, I just think it is super super cute, and I just love to be able to wear rings on pretty much all my fingers. Obviously, I just have my wedding rings at the minute, but I just finally being able to put one there. I have plenty of rings for like my first 2 fingers. I have some that fit my ring fingers, but literally this is the only one I have that fits a baby finger. So I'm excited to find another one for the other hand, and then I can literally have like all my knuckles. I was gonna say bejazzled, but I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, so it's just a really nice little touch, or even I could wear it on its own on this hand, and I think that looks really sweet. So yeah, really love that. And again, like I said, with rings, it is really important to get a good quality gold plating. So if you can afford gold for May, it is just worth it to kind of pay that little bit extra. I think this one might have been about £50, which you might think is, for something so tiny and something that sits on your baby finger, might be expensive. But if you really want to invest in your jewelry, just kind of slowly pick up pieces. You don't have to pick up loads at once. I think it's nice maybe if you wanted to start off with earrings and necklaces, because that's what you might see more of. And it kind of jazzes up your face and your outfits a little bit more. And then as you kind of have built that bit of your collection up, you can start adding maybe some rings, maybe some big chunky ones if you want more of a statement, like you kind of want more of a statement for your money. You can wear it on your first finger or your middle finger or something like that. And even bracelets. I don't have tons of bracelets. I don't have any from Mejuri. I do have a couple of bracelets. So I'm going to do got a couple of jewelry videos actually coming up. I did say it was going to be a series. So I'll talk you through bracelets and things in one of those videos. So if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed already and you want to see more jewelry chats, be sure to subscribe. If you enjoy these kinds of videos talking about accessories as well, let me know, because I do tend to talk a lot about you know, the core of our wardrobe, our clothing, maybe some shoes. But I don't tend to delve too much into accessories, and I think it's very important that I do. So I'm going to do a lot more of that in upcoming videos. I will link all of these pieces below. Any of the ones that are really old, I think they may still be on Mejuri because they're such kind of classic Mejuri style. So I will link everything I can in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot out of it and kind of got thinking about what kind of pieces you not need for your wardrobe, but do you need more statement? Do you need more simple pieces? Do you actually kind of need a little bit of a balance? Do you need maybe a necklace that balances out your favorite statement earrings or vice versa? Yeah, hope you got a little bit of food for thought out of this, and I will see you really soon in my next